Thanks for bearing with us. We're trying to get the YouTube set up, and I think some people are in the other meeting for the work session versus the invite here for the special call. So give us just a minute. We'll get this figured out.
You are correct. I had accidentally clicked on the other link and wasn't paying attention to the time.
I think the chair is in the other one. He just emailed me.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. We can hear you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Crooks. How are you, sir?
Doing well.
Great. Let's see, what did I just do? I have no idea what I just did. Okay. Let's see.
So we had Mr. Grady, and now I don't know where Mr. Grady went.
Yeah, those are the covenants and restrictions. Just yeah, they're your copy.
Okay. 3, 4. So we have a quorum to move forward, is that right?
One, 2, 3, 4. I can't count.
I think that's correct. There's Mr. Grady.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties on my end.
No worries. Okay, Mr. Crooks, can we get started here?
Yes, sir. We can go ahead and get started.
App is ready.
We have a quorum now.
Sir?
2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, sir. So we have a quorum, so we can go ahead and get started, Mr. Chair.
Okay. I'd like to call the May 17th Planning Commission, special call Planning Commission meeting to order. Please allow me to read into the record that in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, a copy of the agenda was posted on the bulletin board in our county administration office, as well as sent to newspapers, radio, TV stations, and persons requesting information regarding the meeting. And so we thank not only the commissioners for joining us here today on the special call meeting, but also for those members of the public that have agreed to be a part of this. So the item on our agenda today, we'll follow it as outlined and proceed with.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. So we have one item for action today, and it is a resolution to recommend that Richland County Council enact an ordinance amending the 2015 Richland County Comprehensive Plan, putting the pieces in place by incorporating and adopting the Rediscover Sand Hills Neighborhood Master Plan.
Okay.
That is the only item for action today on the agenda.
Okay.
So I believe we do need a motion to adopt the agenda before we are able to take action on that item.
Okay. Chair, entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll
So
make,
moved.
Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded by, is that Mr. Grady? Okay,
Yes.
by Brother Dennis, Commissioner Dennis. All in favor by signifying adoption of the agenda by roll call vote, please, Ms. Price.
Okay. Those in favor, Gilchrist,
Aye.
Yonke,
Aye.
Grady,
Aye.
Branham,
Aye.
Dennis.
aye.
That is it for the members present.
Okay, so that's a unanimous vote, and we will move on to our next agenda item, Mr. Crooks.
Yes, sir. So only item for action today is the resolution for the Sand Hills Plan. So we can read that resolution for you before we take action or there's any discussion. So if you give me just a second, I will read that resolution for us.
You.
So a resolution to recommend that the Richland County Council enact an ordinance amending the 2015 Richland County Comprehensive Plan, putting the pieces in place by incorporating and adopting the Rediscover Sand Hills Neighborhood Master Plan into plan. Whereas section 26-29-520B of the South Carolina Code of Ordinances as amended requires that recommendations for amendments to the comp plan must be by resolution of the Planning Commission. And whereas the Richland County Planning Commission was appointed by County Council and is duly authorized body to prepare a comprehensive plan that conforms to the 1994 Act and to carrying out a continuing planning program for the physical, social, and economic growth, development, and redevelopment of Richland County. And whereas the Richland County Planning Commission endorses the incorporation of the Rediscover Sand Hills Plan into the 2015 Richland County Comprehensive Plan, putting the pieces in place. And so that's most of the resolution, with the exception of now therefore be resolved that the Richland County Planning Commission does hereby recommend Rediscover Sand Hills revised April 27, 2021 to the Richland County Council for adoption and use as a guide for the orderly development of the Sand Hills area of the county and for application of zoning and development regulations and land use planning decisions. So that is the resolution that you are requested to take action upon today.
Thank you, Mr. Crooks. Mr. Crooks, I know at our last planning commission meeting, we discussed the Sand Hills Plan in great detail. And there was some healthy conversation from our commissioners regarding several items. Did you guys have an opportunity to go back and review any of that discussion?
Yes, sir. We have gone back and watched that recording again, as well as we have had conversations with various commissioners who presented concerns or questions. And we feel that after discussion with those commissioners, as well as reviewing that meeting, that everything that was addressed or brought up by the commissioners has been addressed either within the plan itself or throughout that planning process. That something that commissioners brought up was a concern was addressed throughout that process itself. So either by way of the plan and the process or as additional conversation since the last meeting with those individual commissioners.
Okay, are there any questions for the staff? Commissioner?
I don't have any questions, but I do have a few comments.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dennis, go right ahead.
Yes, I want to thank the staff very much for answering the questions that I had imposed. They reached out and answer the questions that I had talked about during the last meeting. I want to thank them for that and working in detail with me to go over everything. And I just want to really thank Mr. Crooks and Mr. Price for going over that with me in detail. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It was a pleasure working with you.
Sure.
Thank you, Commissioner Dennis. Any additional comments for the staff? Well, Mr. Dennis, I will echo your sentiment as well. I appreciate Price and Mr. Crooks both having extensive conversations with me regarding the proposed Sandhills plan. Obviously, there was some healthy conversation regarding what many of us thought should be included in the plan. But nevertheless, given what seems to be some time sensitivity on this, this was brought back before the Planning Commission today as part of our special call meeting to discuss the Land Development Code rewrite to vote on and to move forward. And so I want to thank Mr. Price and Mr. Crooks as well for explaining. One thing I do want to, we stated this at the last meeting, I just want to go on record as correcting this. After chatting with Mr. Crooks and with Mr. Price, you may remember, commissioners, that I raised the issue and concern that it concerned me somewhat that council would have restricted its ability to be more comprehensive in their approach to planning in the county, all but to find out that that was actually not a council. It was a council motion, but it was never voted on by the full council as an ordinance. It was simply administrative direction that the planning staff actually instituted on behalf of the motion and the conversation that was instituted. So as a consequence of that, this particular plan then will be the first plan that will be considered under this administrative consideration by the staff. And so I just wanted to make sure that was, and Mr. Crooks and Mr. Price, you can correct me if I'm incorrect on that.
I believe that is a fair characterization, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, I certainly appreciate, again, the feedback that you guys have given, and we certainly can move forward on this without, if there are not any additional questions from the commission. Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to send computer froze, so I can't see what I'm about to say. To send the motion to enact the ordinance for the comprehensive plan of rediscovering Sandhills to County Council for approval.
There a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second that we send the Sandhills plan forward to council with approval. Any discussion? Just one question for the staff before we vote on this. So does council have the ability to revisit this once it's forwarded to them, Mr. Price, Ms. Crooks?
I guess I'm not maybe understanding the question.
If council wanted to revisit some of the concerns the planning commission had, would that be an option for them to consider that before they enact an ordinance on it?
I don't see why they couldn't, and that would fall within the purview of council. But so I guess at that point, if they were to recommend further changes beyond this, it would have to then come back before this body before it could then be enacted. It'd be the same way with, map amendments or text amendments, things like that. If there's additional kind of major revisions kind of thing, then it would revert back to you all. I believe that is correct, Mr. Price.
I think I'm in agreement with you, Mr. Crooks.
Okay. All right. That's all I have. if there's no further discussion, Mr. Price, we'll take a roll call vote.
All right. This is for approval of the resolution. Gilchrist,
Aye.
Yonke,
Aye.
Grady,
Aye.
Branham,
Aye.
Dennis,
Aye.
Taylor.
Aye.
And for the record, let me strongly acknowledge that we are a recommending body, the county council. And they will have the opportunity to weigh in on this again when they have the opportunity to meet. So thank you guys again for your time regarding this particular resolution, and we will move forward to the next agenda item. Do we have to close this meeting out, Mr. Price?
Yes, sir. So we would need to adjourn, and then we will be going into the work session following the adjournment. So that is there's a separate Zoom link for that meeting. So we will adjourn here, and then we will go into that meeting.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
That's second.
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 Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. See you guys in a few.